Hey everybody. On February 9th, 2008, in a Wall Street Journal article entitled Hit List, Taylor Swift, the wheels were set in motion for a 2-year roller coaster of a ride that culminated in the album known as Speak Now, and a fiction that has not been corrected in the decade since its release. In that article, Taylor mentioned that one of her favorite songs was Hero, Heroine, by a group called Boys Like Girls. The writer of the song and lead singer of the group was Martin Johnson, a 6'2" brown-eyed man covered in tattoos whose dad had a lot of ambition and wasn't in his 80s. In 2010, talking about Taylor, he said, "I was obsessed with her record at that time. Her lyrical writing reminded me of how I wrote lyrics, off the cuff and like a journal." Johnson contacted Swift and the start of a tumultuous romantic relationship that lasted from February 2008 until February 2010, when Martin fled to Los Angeles to seek help getting sober. In 2008, the first thing Martin and Taylor collaborated on was the song You'll Always Find Your Way Back Home from the Hannah Montana movie. During this time, Taylor was recording Fearless, and the drummer from Boys Like Girls, John Keefe, played on several tracks. Taylor and Martin then worked on a new song. It's the first song that Taylor Swift ever did as a featured artist. It's called Two is Better Than One, and is about a young couple falling in love. The song was released by Boys Like Girls and sold nearly 2 million copies. In MTV's reality series, Once Upon a Prom, Swift and her best friend Abigail wore Boys Like Girls merch. During the winter-spring of 2008-2009, 19-year-old Swift started documenting her crazy touring life in video blogs posted to her MySpace page, and she used Boys Like Girls songs as her soundtrack. Speak Now was entirely written during the relationship between Taylor and Martin. She was talking to Martin nearly every day, multiple times each day. This was not what her family or team wanted. Despite that, they continued to see each other throughout 2009. Martin's drinking was getting worse, and Taylor's people were getting more desperate to have them separate. Martin described his life at the time like this: "I was really very self-destructive at the time. I was like, man, are you going to blow your brains out and continue with this lifestyle, or take this opportunity out?" In March 2009, John Mayer reached out to Taylor to see if she wanted to do a song together for his album. He already had one written. All she had to do was sing. In December 2009, the John Mayer-Taylor Swift Jingle Ball performance is supposedly their couple debut. At that same Jingle Ball, though, Taylor Swift performed with Martin Johnson. They had been together nearly 2 years, but he needed help, and her people were glad to see him go. Martin and Taylor last saw each other at the Grammy Awards on January 31st, 2010. Enter John Mayer and the fake relationship pushed by her team. Taylor and Martin's relationship is always described as brief or short. Taylor's mom made it seem as if Love Story could have been about him, which would have been impossible time-wise. It was to sell the fiction that all the songs on Speak Now are about John Mayer. They're not. They're about Martin Johnson.